final corner, Jerez 2005. Rossi slams into Gibernau and wins the race.
Gibernau's got off into the gravel. Rossi hangs on. Valentino Rossi is going to win the Spanish Grand Prix.
But here's the real question. Can you name another MotoGP rider who X'd a rival and made it stick? Because after that race, Gibernau's career flatlined. 0 wins, nada, zilch. Rossi literally dismantled his rivals psychologically, and what I'm about to show you will change how you think about him forever. This is mind control at 200 miles per hour, and Rossi is pushing all the buttons. Some people are destined for greatness. Valentino Rossi? The guy had it written all over him. Born in Urbino, Italy, he was mastering anything with wheels, while most kids were still tripping over their Velcro sneakers. Just imagine little Valle pulling wheelies that would make professional riders do a double take. His dad, Graziano, a former racer himself, looked at his kindergarten-age son's talent and thought, this kid needs more power. Papa Rossi upgraded Valle's kart from a 60cc engine to a 100cc powerhouse that roared across the track. By 1990, he was dominating regional kart championships, leaving everyone else wondering what hit them. His breakout came in 1997, conquering the 125cc class at just 18.
Valentino Rossi is the 1997 125cc world champion.
Everyone else his age was bombing maths tests or checking out Lara Croft's pyramids. But Rossi was curb stomping the competition with 11 wins in 15 races. He snatched his first world title that year and celebrated in style along the way, dressing as Robin Hood, robbing factory teams of their glory and slingshotting into fans' hearts. The memo was loud and clear. This guy was here to cause freaking pandemonium. Jumping to 250cc, Rossi climbed the ranks with ease, while his rivals struggled to keep pace. 2 seasons, another championship. So of course the 500cc class came knocking. Oh boy, that Nastro Azzurro Honda was pure, untamed power that could crown you a legend or blast you into a human sparkler. And yeah, the early races showed he was human, eating dirt in South Africa and Malaysia, limping to 11th in Japan. But Rossi kept his cool, snagged podiums in Spain and France, and then unleashed hell at the British Grand Prix for his first 500cc win.
Rossi wins the British Grand Prix here at Donington.
Donington Park 2000 was pure cinema. A 3-way cage match with Rossi, scrappy underdog Jeremy McWilliams, and future champ Kenny Roberts Jr. It was the kind of race that tattoos itself on your brain with Rossi screaming, "I'm here, suckers!" By the end of the season, rookie Rossi had bagged 2 wins, 10 total podiums, and a second-place championship finish. Everyone in the paddock knew this floppy-haired maniac wasn't just passing through. He was gunning for every trophy, record, and shred of his rival's mental health. 2001 hit like a thunderbolt, and Rossi went from hotshot rookie to an absolute racing phenomenon. See, the guy understood what a lot of racers never really get the hang of. MotoGP is all about entertainment. Fans don't just pack grandstands for those perfect apexes. What they really want is drama, swagger, and an Italian virtuoso who handles 200 miles per hour with casual brilliance. He racked up 11 wins and clinched his first Premier Class title with 325 points. I mean, come on, the kid was rewriting the rulebook in style. But the on-track dominance? That was just the beginning. Off the grid, Rossi was cooking one of the spiciest rivalries MotoGP's ever seen with Max Biaggi. These 2 Italians clashed everywhere. The beef started before they even shared asphalt. Rossi had been trolling Biaggi since '97, once hoisting a blow-up doll named after Biaggi's supermodel girlfriend's nemesis to celebrate a win. Subtle. Yeah, not exactly. Then things escalated at a pre-season confrontation in a Suzuka restaurant. Biaggi stormed up all Before talking to me, wash your mouth out. Everyone watched in shock as two of racing's biggest personalities nearly came to blows. It was like Goku and Vegeta in a scream-off, but without the Kamehamehas. But the real explosion happened on the track. At Suzuka, Biaggi threw a cheeky elbow, nudging Rossi off the road.
Rossi runs wide. Did he get a nudge there? From Max Biaggi, 150 miles an hour, into the dirt, onto the ground.
Rossi's response? He zipped past, casually giving the one-finger salute.
Yes, I make like this.
By Catalunya, their beef went scorched earth. I'm not talking petty tweets in third person. Sorry, KD. If you're watching, I'm a fan. Please like and subscribe. These two were settling things mano a mano style. Biaggi, sporting a shiner later in the presser, mumbled it was a mosquito bite.
He had a cut over his eye. I said, what happened to that? Oh, had a mosquito.
Sure, pal. A mosquito named Valentino. He wasn't fooling anyone. Off the track, Rossi reinvented what it meant to be a racer. For him, it wasn't just about speed, it was mental warfare. While rivals obsessed over every technical aspect of their bike, looking for milliseconds, Valle was dismantling their confidence, lap by lap. They called him the Doctor for good reason. Not just because of his surgical racing minds, but the way he could diagnose and exploit every weakness his opponents showed. He turned the MotoGP paddock into his showcase, arriving with his Chihuahua tribe, a crew of friends who brought energy to every race while Rossi commanded the grid. And his victory celebrations were straight up Broadway productions, dressing up as Maradona, bringing along Snow Woke and the 7 magical enchanted people. And let's not forget the quick bathroom break. It's easy to see why that yellow 46 became a global phenomenon. Fans stormed tracks in unprecedented numbers. At Italian races, grandstands disappeared under yellow smoke, creating atmospheres that could rival your favorite rock concert. From 2001 to 2003, Rossi's Honda era was pure insanity. 3 straight world titles, and in the second one, he even had a 140-point margin. He'd push rivals to their breaking point, then glide by, while they imploded like a cooked Xbox 360. Except here, you couldn't do the towel trick to fix anything. The Biaggi rivalry reached epic proportions. Biaggi might sneak a pole position, but come race day, Rossi would usually claim victory, adding to the psychological battle, until after 4 years as championship bridesmaid, Biaggi lost his shine. By 2003, Rossi was pretty much bored with winning. Plus, Honda got smug, thinking their tech, not the Italian wildman, deserved the credit. Big oops. In 2004, Rossi dropped a nuke. He ditched Honda for Yamaha. Yamaha hadn't won a race in 18 months, and it was 12 years since their last championship. Their bike was a 2-wheel dumpster fire, but Rossi had a point to prove. It was all about the rider. At the South Africa opener, Biaggi showed his speed on his Honda, but in a race that had fans on their feet, Rossi bullied his Yamaha to victory. To say the engineers were amazed would be an understatement. At this point, it was pretty obvious. Hand Rossi anything with an engine and he'll make it competitive. As Biaggi's challenge faded, Sete Gibernau rose up. They started as pals until the 2004 Qatar Grand Prix changed everything. Rossi's team was caught preparing his grid spot for extra grip. Someone snitched on them. An official sent Rossi to the back. He crashed while fighting his way through the field, and Gibernau waltzed to victory. Rossi was furious, delivering his famous words, "You'll never win another race," but in Italian. Now, we all know the guy likes his trash talk, but this was kinda different. It was a career-ending curse with Sauron-level menace. So that moment at Jerez, 2005, is the boiling point. Gibernau led until the final corner when Rossi pulled the move that sent Gibernau into the gravel, giving Rossi the win. The Spanish crowd rained boos on the podium. Rossi, he shrugged, dropped the ice cold,
but this is the races.
and channeled Breaking Bad's Heisenberg, staring Gibernau down like,
I am the one who knocks.
obliterating his rival's career with one brutal corner. Gibernau never won again, just as Rossi said. By 2007, there were some fresh wolves. Casey Stoner, Danny Pedrosa, and later, in 2008, Jorge Lorenzo. Stoner snapped Rossi's title streak, and Lorenzo's arrival at Yamaha was so tense they built a literal wall between their garages. It was a new challenge for the Doctor. These young guns who didn't bow to his legend. Kids who'd grown up with his posters but were ready to boot him off the throne. Stoner even called Rossi's celebrations calculated mind games to punk his rivals, not just party. On top of all of that, for the first time, Rossi looked as if he was wrestling Father Time. But just when the doubters were carving Rossi's racing tombstone, he roared back with a comeback that rewrote the history books. At the 2008 US Grand Prix at Laguna Seca, Rossi decided young gun Casey Stoner needed a PhD in humiliation. Their duel at the corkscrew turn was insane, and the Aussie hit the gravel trying to match Rossi's unhinged pace. The 2008 season was an absolute clinic that bagged Rossi's 8th world title, and at Catalunya 2009, he and teammate Jorge Lorenzo delivered a final lap that deserves a permanent exhibition in the Louvre of Speed. I mean, we had 3 lead changes in one lap, ending with a corner move so bold it left commentators breathless.
Rossi's invented something in the final corner, but Lorenzo gets close to the back.
Lorenzo had youth and raw speed, but Rossi had racing intelligence that seemed supernatural. Back-to-back titles in 2008 and 2009 silenced everybody who thought the Rossi era was ending. But even legends can't stick around forever. Rossi's 2011 Ducati stint was a 2-year horror flick. No wins on a red bike that was nearly impossible to tame. The Doctor, usually a miracle worker, looked mortal for the first time. Returning to Yamaha in 2013, he fought his way back to contention, but the game had shifted. In 2013, Marcmarquez replaced Casey Stoner at Honda, a Spanish prodigy who, like so many others, idolized Rossi as a kid, but raced with relentless aggression. Their bromance imploded at Sepang 2015 when they clashed on track. Marquez ate the tarmac. Rossi got slapped with a penalty, and the fallout was pure Game of Thrones, even going as far as death threats. Rossi missed out on the title by just 5 points and blamed it on Marquez interfering, basically saying that all the on-track battles were tactical on his part, trying to keep him away from the points. By this point, Rossi was struggling to keep his legendary pace. His last victory dance came in 2017 at Assen, at the ripe old age of 38. That trademark Rossi magic, still flickering, but not burning steady like in his prime. The young guns were stealing his spotlight, and even stealing his antics with the post-race celebrations too. Today, Marquez is hunting down Rossi's record, just 1 championship away from matching the maestro. He may even be the more skilled rider, but the Italian's legacy is so much more than trophies and drama. Simply put, Rossi completely rewrote the sport's DNA, and he did it on his terms. You could argue that one or two guys were more talented, but they didn't have the charisma to back it up. Some guys have the charisma, but not the skill. Rossi was the perfect storm. He was great for the media, and it made him a star. And he knew exactly how to use the media as a weapon.
If it's no problem for me, no problem to take out.
Revving up the fans to attack his rivals. The guy was the master of psychological warfare. All that yellow smoke in the grandstands, fans storming the tracks, merchandise empires, and the insane post-race celebrations, all sparked by one floppy-haired, charismatic Italian. And his influence is still there now. The VR46 Academy in Tavullia is looking to create Rossi clones. His star student, Francesco Bagnaia, snatched back-to-back MotoGP titles, and Marco Bezzecchi joined the winner's circle in 2023 when Rossi retired at Valencia 2021. Tributes came from everywhere: rivals, team bosses, media, and millions of fans worldwide. In MotoGP's story, Rossi left a massive mark that not even a strongly worded tweet can erase. Now his VR46 team carries the torch, molding kids into champs his way, each one built on the philosophy that, yeah, racing should be a serious business, but above all, it better be a freaking show. Don't hate the player, hate the game. So, was Valentino Rossi the GOAT? For sure, he revolutionized MotoGP in ways no one saw coming. And, of course, you can always make a case for Agostini. I mean, the guy literally tops the charts with 15 titles, 8 in the Premier class, and an insane win rate. But, as with all sport, it's so hard to compare across generations. I want to know what you guys think, so let me know in the comments. And if you think Rossi's mind games were wild, wait until you see how Michael Schumacher turned Formula One into his personal playground. Check out that video next.